So we are over here doing our second load check. So we left Austin and deadheaded us over to Houston, and we picked up metal roofing, basically, going to Springfield, Missouri, which is a nice little run. But once I got it loaded, they repowered me. So now I got to take this stuff up to Big Cabin, Oklahoma, I believe is where I'm going, which is about 350 some miles from where I'm at right now. So kind of disappointed that I got repowered on this, but it is what it is, whatever. Yeah, we went, I think we left Houston, I think we went about 100 miles, and we're gonna go about 30 more miles. There's a Love's up here. We're gonna shut down there. That's gonna put us about 330 miles from Big Cabin. Wake up in the morning, roll out about 5:30, and we should be over the Big Cabin around lunchtime. At least that's the plan anyways. We'll see how it works out. But yeah, we're working on recaps, and I just checked my time. I got about 13 hours on my recap. I don't pick up any hours tomorrow, which is fine. We're not gonna run 13, obviously. We're probably gonna run like 7, 8. We'll have 4 or 5 left over. Then the following day we'll pick up like 9, and then the rest of the week we're picking up like 9 every day. So we'll get into that more maybe tonight when I park, or tomorrow. We'll see what we're doing there. But we're gonna go 30 miles up the road to the Love's, shut down, and then get ready to head to Big Cabin, Oklahoma in the morning. So we stopped up at the Love's about 10 miles back, and had 130 spots, but there was no spots there. So we had to come down the road, and we have a little truck stop book, and in the truck stop book I showed this little gas station had about 15 spots, and I was like, man, ain't gonna be no spots. So we pulled in anyways, and hey, there was 4 or 5 spots in here. So it's a little gas station with truck parking, just a mom and pop's little place. So we pulled in here. We got about 319 miles, I think, to get up to Big Cabin. Like I said, we shut down here. I was looking at my clock. I think I'm gonna have about 12 hours tomorrow. I'm running on recaps. I think I said that before. So 319 miles. I think we're gonna leave around as soon as I can get up. As soon as we can start driving, like 6:30, maybe 6:30, something like that. And we're gonna shoot up there and get up there around lunchtime. That's the plan anyways. I think we can do it. We might be there. It might be 1 o'clock if we get there, I don't know. And then we're gonna repower this thing. Yeah, so that's where we're at right now. We're shut down for the night. We're gonna take 10 hours, wake up in the morning, repower this in Big Cabin, and then the one to Wisconsin, from Big Cabin to where we're going in Wisconsin, I think 728 miles or 700 and some. I'm not exactly sure. I'll find out for sure tomorrow, and we'll get that. And we're gonna try to pump out 200 miles tomorrow on that and get that down under 500. So that way Thursday we can just wake up, crank out an 8-hour day, 9-hour day, and be ready to deliver it on Friday morning. So that's what we got. I want to get a shower. I am grimy, but no shower today. I don't think this one thing has a shower in it. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. We'll get a shower tomorrow. Sometime we'll stop at the Love's or Flying J when there's less people there, and get a shower somewhere tomorrow. I don't know. That's what we got. Talk to you later. We were over here in Big Cabin, Oklahoma, and I got my load. We did our repower. You can see it there, maybe. So it's aluminum extrusions, 22,000 pounds of it. We switched the trailers, got everything taken care of. I went in and got a shower. So we got 732 miles to run. And here's my problem. I'm running on recaps, so I'm only picking up 7 hours tomorrow. I got 5 hours left today. The run is, I think, 12 hours. So we're gonna be cutting it frickin' close to get there and not running out of time. My goal is to get up the road about 120, 130 miles, run 2 more hours today. If I can get up the road that far, that'll bring me down to about 640. I can't do the math in my head right now, but 120, maybe 150, but I only want to run like 2.5 hours tops. That way tomorrow I'm gonna have about 9 hours. I pick up 3 on top of the 7, that'll give me 9. And hopefully we can get either there or really close. If not, then we'll wake up super early on Friday morning when we pick up the 9 from that day, and just leave like at 4 in the morning or something like that, and finish out the run on Friday morning to be there at 8 o'clock. So that's the plan. I don't know what's going to happen yet. We're going to get ready to go. Yeah, we're going to get down the road, and when we get parked, we'll go from there and let you know where we're at, what kind of hours and miles you got to go to make this complete. We are shut down over in the Loves, or at the Loves, over in Stafford, Michigan, Missouri. That's where we're at, Stafford, Missouri. So we left the other Loves where we did the Repower. I don't know where that was at. Oh, a Big Cabin, over in Big Cabin, Oklahoma. And we drove over here. Now I said I was going to go 120 miles up to the Flying J. We made pretty good times. We went past the Flying J by about 15-20 miles over here to Stafford, Missouri. Yeah, Stafford, Missouri. So we drove a total of 2 hours and 16 minutes, and that was 120, like 135 miles, something like that. So right now we're sitting at 595 miles from our destination, and I'm going to show you my logbook here and everything. We're going to go over some numbers. So, and when we shut down, we had 2 hours and 57 minutes left of drive time for today, but we have 4 hours and 22 minutes left today, and then tomorrow we're picking up 7 hours and 6 minutes, which is going to be, what is that, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? 11 hours and 28 minutes. We're going to have the drive tomorrow. So we're going to have 11 hours, 28 minutes to drive tomorrow, and we got 595 miles. Now, according to my GPS, it's only going to take me 9 hours, and I got 11. So we should be good. We drove a total of 456 miles today from that little truck stop we stopped at last night. And then we, the Big Cabin, and from Big Cabin over here to Stafford. So that's where we're at. The load ran pretty good. It was only 22,000 and like 800, 22,800, something like that. So it's pretty light. It's the one I dropped off was 28. This was 22. So it runs pretty good. The tarp job is not the greatest. It's all right. I think there's a hole in the tarps though, so I'll have to see for sure. It might be patched and it's just coming apart. I might have to patch a tarp once they get this unloaded. Yeah, not tomorrow, Friday. Tomorrow's Thursday. And other than that, everything's good to go. I gave him my tarps, which I didn't really want to do, but on a Repower, you don't have much choice unless I have him take his tarps off, and then he's going to be mad he has to roll his tarps back up, and I got to roll tarps out. So he just switched the tarps. He gave me 2 straps. I had 13 on mine, he had 11. So he gave me 2, and then I gave him 75 bungees, but I think I gave him a lot more than that. So I think when I get unloaded, I think I'm going to be way short on bungees. I don't know, we'll see. That's the only bad part, is you're just guessing with the bungees and the straps and stuff like that. And someone usually gets screwed over, or tarps, like someone could drop it off and you could have someone give you tarps that got big holes in them, and you got to go patch them. And I already spent half a day 2 weeks ago, well, probably like 4 or 5 weeks ago, going through and patched all my tarps, had them where I needed them. It's all sealed up, and now I got his tarps, and it looks like there's a big hole about that big in the top of the one. Like I said, I won't know for sure. It might be already patched and it's just coming apart and just have to re-glue it back together. But that's the sucky thing about doing the Repowers. But on the time, we should be good. Like I said, we're going to have 11 hours to drive tomorrow, and then after that, we're going to pick up 9 hours each day for the next 3 days. Starting on Friday, we're going to pick up 9. Saturday, we're going to pick up 9, and I think Sunday, or is it Thursday, Friday, and Saturday? No, it's Saturday, Sunday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're just going to pick up 9 hours. So if we only drive 9 hours, say we drive 9 tomorrow, 9 or 10, and we're going to pick up 9 the next day. We only drive 9, pick up 9. So we should be good after tomorrow. At least that is the plan. Let me show you my logbook real quick, and then we'll be done. So hopefully you can see this. It's turning out pretty good from what I can see. So there's my log you can see here. These are my little load checks. All across there, that's my load checks. That was the last section we just did. That's from Big Cabin to here. And if you look up on top right there, it says 2 hours. No, that's wrong. Let me do this. There. If you look up right there, it says 2 hours and 16 minutes. That's what we drove from Big Cabin over here. And if you look over on the side, you can see it says 8:07, 8:02, and then 33. So we got 8:35 was the total on duty time. And up at the top, 2:57 right there is what we had left on our drive time. Now I'm going to go over to the summary, and at the bottom line you see 422. That's what I got left on my 70-hour clock for the week. And then the 11-hour clock, the 14-hour clock, and the 8-hour clock were all reset after a 10-hour break. So I'll go back up to 14, 11, and 8 tomorrow morning. So 422 is what I got left. Come over here to the 8 days, and then you can see that bottom row right there. It says 7 hours and 6 minutes is what we're going to pick up tomorrow. You're going to take that 7 hours and 6 minutes, add it to that 4 hours and 22 minutes. That gives us 11 hours and 28 minutes tomorrow to basically drive. So, and we come back over here. This is just the my status. I'm off duty right now for 35 minutes. I'm going to gain 7 hours and 6 minutes tomorrow, and I'm going to gain 9 hours and 10 minutes the day after that. And there's my total miles for the day that I drove. We are over here doing our first load check. We went 147 miles. We started driving at 6:45, 5:45. I don't know, something like that. 6:45, I think, is when we started driving. Like I said, 147 miles doing our first load check. I did want to clear up one thing. Is last night when I was saying I was going to pick up 11 hours and 28 minutes of drive time, it's 11 hours and 28 minutes on duty. So the difference is you got to do load checks, you got to get fuel, and you got to do your half-hour break. That's all off the on duty. So whenever you figured 11:28, you're going to take about 45 minutes off of that. So you're going to end up with about 10 hours and 15 minutes of actual drive time out of that 11:28. Just wanted to clear that up. So anyways, we got 455 miles, I think, to go right now. Something like that. And we got to do a half-hour break, and we got to get fuel yet. I don't know where the fuel's at, though. So that's where we're at. We're going to head on down the road and then doing our load check, and maybe take our half-hour break at our second load check. I'll have to wait and see how that works out. I might try to do the half-hour break while I'm getting fuel, if I can get fuel before the 8 hours runs out. All right, we'll see. We are over at the Coalfield rest area on I-55, and we're doing our second load check and our 30-minute break. So let me go back. Before, in the last clip, I think it was, I said the half-hour break would cut off my drive time, or my 70-hour clock. I was wrong. The half-hour break can be done off duty. You don't have to do it on duty. It's a half-hour break from driving. It can be done on duty or off duty. We're going to do it off duty and save them 30 minutes. So the only thing that's going to take away from my drive time is going to be my load checks, and when I stop to get fuel here in a couple hours, I got to stop and get some fuel. Other than that, the 30-minute break is going to be done off duty, so that's not going to affect anything. Right now, we've went 268 miles, and we've got 329 miles to go, and we're going to have about 6 hours and 10 minutes to do 329 miles, which we should be able to do, where I want to go park. Now, that's the far out place. There's a Flying J that's about 80 miles shy of that if we don't think we can make it, we can stop it at Flying J. But I think we got enough time to make it up to there. So anyways, that's what I wanted to cover. We got to stop and get fuel yet. That's one more stop, and we got 2 load checks. We're going to do 1 load check while we're getting fuel, and we'll have 1 more load check to do, hopefully in another rest area. And then we should be up to where we need to be. Hopefully, we're going to get to where we're going to be, or where we want to be, because that's going to put me 18 miles from my delivery point. If we got to stop at the Flying J, then we're going to be like 85 miles from my delivery point, which will still work out, but 18 miles is way better than 85. So anyways, that's what's going on. I'm going to get something to eat, and then in about 15 minutes, we're going to start driving again because my half-hour break is going to be up. So we made it over to where we wanted to park. We're at the Pioneer Travel Center up here in Richfield, Wisconsin. And we are 18 miles from our delivery point. That's where we wanted to get today. We drove 599.8 miles, and we did that in 9 hours and 38 minutes. So we have 9 hours and 38 minutes driving, and we had 30 minutes of on-duty off driving, which would be a 20-minute post-trip inspection, and then I had a pre-trip inspection, and 4 4 load checks and a fuel stop. So I did all that in a half hour. And the 30-minute break does not come off your on duty. It should never come off your on duty. You should never do a 30-minute break on duty. That's just dumb. All right, so what we got going on here? Let me pull it up here. So after we shut down, we're going to have an hour and 19 minutes on our 70-hour clock, and we're going to pick up tomorrow 9 hours and 10 minutes. So if we add 9 hours and 10 minutes to an hour and 19, that's going to be 10 hours and 29 minutes. So we're going to have 10 hours and 29 minutes tomorrow on duty of driving. So that's where we're at. And we're shut down. Like I said, we're going to wake up. We're 18 miles, it's saying on my GPS, take about 20 minutes. We're going to leave at 7. Give us an hour to get over there. Probably get over there at 7:30, 7:45 at the latest probably. And then get this thing unloaded. But that's pretty much it with just trying to run the recaps, just working the numbers here. And once we get unloaded, yeah, we'll probably have, like, we figure 45 minutes, let's say an hour, how about 9 hours on duty after that. So if we got to go reload, we should have enough time to get over and reload. And then from there, we'll decide how much time we need to run before we shut down and stuff like that. So anyways, that's what we're looking at. We're gonna have about 10.5 hours tomorrow of on duty after running 9.5 hours today. And that's right where we want to be. About 8 to 9 hours a day is what I want to run. If we can run that, we'll never have to do a restart. But of course, if we get a chance, we will do a restart. So that's what we got going on. We'll get this thing off in the morning, and we will go from there.